Drunken Pop, we're diving deep. The memories we swore to keep. Unfiltered tales that'll make you leap. Into your past we boldly leap. CNBC speaks of games and dreams, old cartoons and backyard schemes. Nostalgia hit like a mighty wave. In this show, we misbehave. Double days with pockets full, bringing tales that always pull. Step heads, cackles with a glance, unleashing legends from our trance.
Hello,
in our pants.
in our legends in our pants and our own minds. Welcome to Drunken Pop. I am not Steppins. He is not Timmy C, and I am not Dave in the HSV.
I'm not either. I'm Dave in the RC.
Whatever. Fuck your cola. So what's going on, Dave? How's it going, man?
It's baseball season, bitch.
Well, not yet. Well, technically, yes. They played those 2 mutant games in Japan, but tomorrow, everyone that's not the Tampa Bay Steinbrenner Field Rays.
And Mookie Betts has lost like 30 pounds since going to Japan and getting sick.
Well, it'll happen. I mean, it could have been worse. He could have been David Von Erich.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, real dead.
So dead.
But our network co-host Pondwater Dave has a pair of his underwear. So
That's cool. I have a pair of underwear.
just one.
Yeah.
All right. So Dave, your team is homeless, sort of.
Yeah. So Tropicana Field is no longer after Hurricane Gajordovich destroyed it. I don't remember the name of it. I was in Dominican when it happened. But the roof came off. So, yeah, the Rays are playing in Tampa at Steinbrenner Field across the street from where the Bucks play at Raymond James Stadium.
It just seems sacrilege that they have to play at a place called Steinbrenner Field.
Yeah, it's a shithole, but they're letting the Rays do their thing to it. So it's getting beautified and getting that ugly ass Yankee shit off and all the beautiful Tampa Bay Rays shit coming. But more on that in a little while. The main hot news in Tampa right now is everybody wants Tampa Bay Rays owner Stu Sternberg to sell the team because he's a cheap biatch.
I think that's a lot of owners.
Yeah, so he reneged on his deal for the new stadium in St. Pete after this whole hurricane thing went down, asked for more money from the city, and the city basically told him to go piss up his own leg.
Off is the direction you can fuck.
Yeah. And there are multiple companies who've put together bids. They want to buy the Rays upwards of
I think we should start putting in bids for that because I'm pretty sure we can afford the Rays.
Upwards of over $2 billion.
All right, maybe Marlins. Maybe we shoot for the Marlins. They're terrible.
Oakland.
Not with their Vegas deal. No, they'll be worth more.
But we're the Vegas deal. We're gonna get to that later in the show because Dave has a hot take on how
they're also homeless, by the way.
Sort of. Yeah, they're playing at a minor league field in Sacramento. So, but here's the thing: like the Rays average normally when Atlanta, Boston, or New York's not in town, around
7 people
during the weekdays.
During the weekdays when school is in session,
during the like weekdays, like weeknights, around 13 to 16,000 people at the games.
Well, you know what that tells me? You don't need to build a big ass stadium.
They don't need to build a big ass stadium, but the problem is, and what people don't understand is Tampa Bay Stadium ain't in Tampa. It's in St. Pete. And it's a haul. Is this Tim Clements?
Yes.
Who's Charlotte Daniels 6?
My cousin. Second cousin.
Who's Charlotte Daniel 5?
No,
Oh,
there's not one.
so the Tampa Bay Rays stadium is Tropicana Field. They were never supposed to really play there. That stadium is nowhere near anything. So if you live in the heart of Tampa, it's 45 minutes to an hour to get there. And games start at 6:10 or 7:10 or whatever. Hey, girl. So you're fighting traffic like crazy trying to get there. It's a nightmare. The stadium was supposed to be built near where the Bucs Stadium is. But
Where they are.
That's where they're playing now. But it used to be called Legends Field. And that's where the Tampa Yankees played. So the New York Yankees had their spring training there. And then they had their
minor
AAA
league
team
played there, yeah.
was the Tampa Yankees. They're now renamed the Tampa Tarpons, but they play there.
Better name.
Steinbrenner pulled strings with local government and made it so the Rays couldn't build there because it would hurt his AAA team.
Because that's what you need to be worrying about is your AAA team.
Well, Steinbrenner had the money.
Well, he's
So
dead
no
now,
Rays
too.
owner had the clout that Steinbrenner had. George Steinbrenner lived in Tampa.
I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to live in New York either.
No, hell no.
The place is terrible.
Yeah. But they were always supposed to be in Tampa. Now, there's plenty of places for them to go. I think they need to be in Ybor City by where Justin used to live, and they looked at building a stadium there. There's options at the Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa where they could build. There's options over, on the other side. Even if they were to do something in St. Pete, they could try and do it somewhere where it isn't an hour to get there. There's a big bridge that connects Tampa to St. Pete. You can put it right on the other side of that bridge. So there's places to do it. They just got to find out where to do it and to make it happen. But this owner, the Rays owner, Stuart Sternberg, is like the poorest owner in Major League Baseball. I don't even think he's a billionaire. He's only worth like $800 million or something like that only.
Then I would be interested in selling them so I could, make some money.
Yeah. And I mean, he's a cheapskate. And here's my issue. I've been a Tampa Bay Rays fan since day one.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's only like 20 years ago or something.
27.
Okay.
It's 27 season. So since 1998, I've been a Tampa Bay Devil Rays fan. I grew up an Atlanta Braves fan. Moved to Tampa, was still a Braves fan. We got the Rays. I flipped allegiance to the Rays because that's my hometown team. So for years and years, so what? They played 10 seasons before they ever made the playoffs. And then they made the playoffs and made the World Series in 2007-ish. 2007. I think it was 2007. And they've been pretty good ever since then.
With not a lot of big names. I mean,
and see, that's the problem.
Farm system is amazing.
You get big names in Tampa and they immediately get rid of them.
Yeah.
So, you had Evan Longoria, who was a great player for Tampa. You had, Carl Crawford, he ended up with the Dodgers. You had Carlos Pena, ended up with the Cubs. You had Ben Zobrist, who ended up with the Cubs and then the Royals. And then, so there's all kinds of good players that have come through, but none of them stay. It's like a whole new team every year. So we had a prodigy 2 seasons ago in his second year, Wander Franco, who was supposed to be the next end-all be-all to baseball, and the Rays signed him to a huge contract for the Rays.
Didn't he get caught diddling kids or something?
Yeah, so he got caught down in the Dominican fucking around with a 14-year-old or something when he was 19 or something like that. And that case is still under review. Everything's shady with what's going on, but he's never going to suit up in Tampa again. But they have other guys. Their farm system's incredible, but it sucks. Like you had Randy Arozarena, who is a huge fan favorite in Tampa.
Don't forget Mike Zunino.
Fuck him. and see, they keep people like Mike Zunino around, but Randy Arozarena was probably the second son of Tampa, and they traded him to the Mariners for, a Colt 45 and $37. And It's like, what are you doing, man? There are no franchise players for the Rays. And it kills me, man. You hate to see these guys that are so good for your team go somewhere else. And like, there's nothing worse than seeing David Price suit up for the fucking Boston Red Sox. And if you don't know, Tampa Bay has two big rivals, the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. And I mean, they weren't rivals until probably about 2007 when Rays got good. But those three teams are the three really good teams in the AL East.
And the Orioles now.
Well, the Orioles have gotten better too. So, but the AL East is stacked. All five teams are supposed to be really good. Not, World Series contenders or anything, but all five teams nobody should have a losing record. So, I mean, we're going to see baseball is a different sport. I am not a fan of no salary cap.
No.
I think what the Dodgers are doing right now is
Completely
ruining
screwed.
baseball.
Completely screws small market teams like ours.
Yeah. So the Dodgers and, New York's done it forever. Boston's done it in the past. What they're doing is it's stupid, and I hate it. And
what is laughable is the Mets do it and can't get a winning record.
Yeah.
What the hell are y'all doing?
But
$400 million.
It enables owners like Stu Sternberg to not spend any money on his team and then collect a huge payroll tax from it. So the luxury tax. And I fucking hate it with a passion.
Mm-hmm.
And I love baseball. There's nothing better to me. It's summertime. It's beautiful weather. It's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever. You're home from work. It's lovely outside. You're going to go fire up the grill. You can turn on the baseball game. Because, I mean, you think about every other TV channel during the summer is playing reruns.
Yeah, it sucks.
All the new seasons hit in September and January. Come April, it's baseball season, baby. We got baseball and nothing new on television other than professional wrestling from April to September.
Unless you watch the NBA.
Well, I mean, the NBA sucks. I don't watch it.
Gambling. Yeah.
I don't even gamble on it anymore because I can't even stand to watch the NBA because there is no defense. There is no nothing. And it's just fuckers chucking threes now. I watched a game the other day we turned it on in the fourth quarter because my brother-in-law was in town. And it was Golden State and somebody else. And between the two teams in that game on that night, there had been over 95 three-pointers shot. What are we doing?
60 of them?
And, they've made half of them or whatever, but it's not a fan. I like the NBA better when they actually played defense.
Well, and I really enjoy that baseball having the pitch clock now and speeding the game up. I do appreciate that because I hated sitting down for 3 hours to watch a game.
Yes. We had games last year ending just over 2 hours. And that's, I'm
two,
with you.
2.5
I like the
hours,
pitch clock.
I'm good.
I like the pitch clock. I love going to baseball games. I would go to a lot of baseball games when I lived in Tampa because, I mean, it's a haul to get there. But you could always just go up and buy tickets out in the outfield somewhere and just move to anywhere you wanted.
Well, I try to make it out to at least 1 or 2 games a year just because the Red Stadium is so damn nice.
Yeah.
That it's a really fun place to go watch a ball game.
Tampa's indoors. It's always 72 degrees. So you don't have to worry about the weather. This year it's going to be different. They're playing outdoors. I think they front loaded a lot of their home games this season. So I look for that to be detrimental to Tampa in the long run.
Because in the dog days of summer, it's a lot of road trips.
Yeah. So we'll see. But they moved, I think, some of the start times back a little bit to help cool it down. I think instead of the
7 p.m.
7 p.m. start, I think there's going to be like a 7:40 start or something like that. And that'll help. But they sold out, so they're over just at like 11,000. And see, on the weekends, people go to the games.
Yeah.
But it's the weekdays and it's the Wednesday day games that are just abysmal. So nobody goes to. But we'll see. I mean, I'm excited for baseball. I like baseball. To me, no playoff in sports is better than the Major League Baseball playoffs. I love it when
football's
they're-
pretty damn good.
see, I like the NFL and I love football. But
Hell,
I'm
now
from the South.
college football's got a good.
I'm from the South. College football's king, man. So it's just,
You're not from the South. You're from Florida.
yeah.
Doesn't
And
count.
what's king in
It's
Florida?
completely different.
College football is king. But let's run through it. So, I mean, we got, there's people been traded all over. You've seen record contracts for $500 million plus. Who
Yeah.
do you think is going to win the World Series this year, Timmy C?
If it is not the Dodgers, something has gone seriously wrong.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
signed,
they don't have that. No one else has a chance.
they just signed Blake Snell as well. Their pitching rotation is going to be absolutely
Their
sick.
pitching rotation is like 8 pitchers deep.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the
And-
way, they've got Babe Ruth on their team.
So, I mean, dude, I was reading an article today of will the Dodgers win 120 games?
Their over-under's 104.5.
It's crazy. I mean, winning 100 games in baseball is tough.
They're already 2-0.
Yeah.
It's down to 102.5.
I'm excited about it. I watch a lot of, Tampa's games. That's who I'm a fan of. When it comes playoffs, dude, I'll try and watch every game I can. I don't like that a lot of MLB playoff games are played during the day when we're at work.
Well, that time of
But-
year, yeah, it's not ideal. Like if it were more in the summer and it was during the day, that's better. But
Yeah. But, we're as adults, we work, so I can't just watch the game. So, but that's usually the wild card. Once they get to the divisional series, it changes. But I'm more so of dude, it's a Tuesday night. Let's turn on the baseball game and let's see what's up because there ain't nothing else to watch.
yeah,
So, I mean, these days of streaming, there's always something, but new live programs on television, it's all baseball.
yeah, I'd rather watch baseball because it's something I can tune out on mentally. I don't have to be involved in every play of the game.
Yeah, it's not like a football game where you're sitting there intently watching everything, or basketball where you're watching everything go down. You can, walk out of the room and come back and, oh, you missed 7 pitches. You're all right.
No, runner
6 of them were
third.
fouls.
Yeah, I'm excited though, man. My team actually has a chance to be pretty good this year.
Yep. I think the Reds are supposed to have their best season in a long time.
Which ain't hard. I think there's a good chance they win that division.
I don't think the Cubs are going to be worth the crap.
MLB.com has predicted the Cubs to win that division, which I find strange.
See, I can't buy the Cub hype. Let's see what we got here. Cardinals are supposed to be pretty dang bad this year.
Cardinals are definitely in a down period. I can't remember a time where, because I'll generally go up to Busch and watch a game because it's about 3 hours from me. I'll go catch a Reds game there, and it was always so damn hard to get tickets. You can get tickets there now for a ham sandwich.
So on CBS Sports, every single one of their experts picked the Cubs to win. So you got 6 for the Cubs, all 6 for the Cubs finishing first. Even after their wild World Series win, what have the Cubs done other than that,
Nothing.
1 year? Then you have the Brewers. 5 out of the 6 picked the Brewers. 1 picked the Reds. For third place, 4 of them picked the Reds. 1 picked the Brewers. 1 picked the Cardinals. Fourth place, 2 Cardinals, 3 Pirates, 1 Reds. And fifth place, 3 Pirates, 3 Cardinals. Pittsburgh, man. When was the
Pittsburgh's
last
going to
time they
win
were
one out
good?
of They're going to win 1 out of every 5 games, though, because Paul Skeens is the real deal.
Yeah,
That
you see
boy,
him, Paul Skeens was named the opening day pitcher. Like, who else are they going to pitch?
that's it. Just
Yeah.
better hope he throws a complete game every game. And his girlfriend's pretty hot too.
Let's see, National League West. Everyone picks the Dodgers.
Duh.
I think the National League East was the tightest one. You have 3 Phillies, 1 Mets, 2 Braves for first place. Second place, 2 Phillies, 4 Braves. Third place, 5 Mets, 1 Phillies. And then you have Washington with the sweep in 4th and the Marlins with the sweep in 5th. What Miami doesn't even Marlins ought to move.
They to like Jupiter, and I don't mean Jupiter, Florida. I mean the planet Jupiter. Nobody gives a shit about them.
No, the Rays make them look pathetic in terms of attendance. It's bad.
Right? There's too much to do in Miami.
Yeah. Marlins need to be in Charlotte.
Could we call them the charlatans?
I think they have a thing put together for the Charlotte Bats. Like
I'd rather see
Batman,
the Savannah
but
Bananas.
Bats. But here's my take on baseball. Huge baseball fan. But I would like to see Major League Baseball expand. 32 teams. So that means Oakland moves to Las Vegas. And then we need 2 new teams.
Yes, because there's 30.
Either Charlotte or Nashville. And then either Portland or Salt Lake City. All 4 of those locations are trying to get a Major League Baseball team.
Not Salt Lake City. No.
I'd probably say Portland over Salt Lake City. But I could see Salt Lake City drawn. There's nothing else there.
I think Charlotte and Nashville probably have the best odds of getting the 2 next teams.
But I just think there needs to be more on the West Coast. All of the major sports leagues are dominated on the East Coast.
What do you mean they're? You have the Padres, you have the Mariners, you have the Angels, you have the Dodgers.
Yeah, but if you look, there's more teams on the eastern side of the United States than the western by far.
There are more people on the eastern side of the United States.
I know, but I could see Salt Lake City or Portland. I mean, if Charlotte and Nashville got one, I wouldn't complain. But here's my other take. You add 2 teams, so you make it 32 teams.
4 divisions of 4.
8 divisions of 4 would be.
Well, yeah, in each league, 4 divisions of 4.
Yeah, 4 divisions of 4. So, but you got to keep them by area. Let's make some rivalries here. What's the biggest rivalry in baseball?
I would say
New York and Boston.
Used to be Yankees, Red Sox, yeah.
So we need to build rivalries. So how do you do that? New divisions. Your American League or National League, I don't give a shit. Name it whatever you want. Your Southern Division. Atlanta, Nashville or Charlotte, Tampa, and Miami. Your Northern Division. New York Yankees, New York Mets, Boston Red Sox, and the Toronto Blue Jays. Your Central Division. Cincinnati Reds, Detroit Tigers, Cleveland Guardians, and your Milwaukee Brewers. And then your Western Division of Salt Lake City or Portland, Seattle, Las Vegas, and San Francisco. There's your American League. Your National League.
That's way too progressive for Major League Baseball, just so you know.
They just literally had a team move from the American League to the National League. But let's
You're
just say
asking for half the teams to move.
everybody moves. Your next division, American League, Baltimore, Philly, Pittsburgh, and Washington. They're all right there. The Cubs, the White Sox, the Cardinals, and the Twins. Then you have Texas, Houston, Colorado, and Kansas City. And you sweep it up with San Diego, Arizona, Angels, and Dodgers. There's your 32 teams.
It's a great idea.
And then you have them. So it used to be 19. 19 was the number that you played division teams. So Tampa Bay would play Boston, New York, Baltimore, and Toronto 19 times a year each. That's now been moved down to 13 times a year.
Which is terrible. How do you build rivalries that way?
At 19?
No, at 13.
No, it's fine. I say you go even lower. You go 11.
No!
Yeah.
How are you going to build rivalries? You can't do that.
Go 11. Play 11 times, and then you can play everybody else home and away. Play everybody. See, I mean, that's like me. I can't go watch.
You can't say you want to build rivalries and like, hey, they're only going to play each other like 10 times a year. They're going to play everyone else 6 or 7.
11 times a year. And then you play American League teams. So like if say take Tampa for example, they would play Atlanta, Nashville, or Charlotte and Miami 11 times each. They play the Marlins 4 last year. 11 times each. So then you play the rest of the American League 6 times. 3 and 3, home and home. That leaves you with.
That's 44 plus.
That's 33 plus 66. That's 99 games. That leaves you 63 games left.
Okay.
You play each team 3 times. And then you take one division and play them 5 times.
You're playing that one division more than you're playing your own.
No, you're playing 11.
Oh, I thought you meant series. I'm like, what?
No, not 5 series. 5 games. And then you rotate every year.
All right, I like the idea on the realignment. I hate the idea on your thing for games. You want to build rivalries, and then hey, you only get to play each other 3 series.
But you're playing the people like the Rays play Atlanta.
3 series is basically what you're saying.
They play Atlanta.
2 4-game series and a 3-game.
And a 3-game. Yeah, but they play. So right now they play Atlanta 3 times a year.
Okay. But we just talked about the rivalry that you guys have with the Yankees and the Red Sox.
Well, that's stupid. 19. You don't need to play the same team 20 fucking times. Hell, if it was up to me, I think they need to shave a couple of games off.
Well, I mean,
ridiculous.
to be fair, they should go to like 120 games season.
Yeah.
But
if you can play 2 games in one day, something's wrong.
why? You don't like double headers? Double headers are one of the great things in baseball.
No.
They should try it in the NFL. Let's see how that turns out.
However, you keep the playoff format as is. It's perfect.
Anyway, all right. Now you done pissed me off with your wanting to play 11 games against your rivals.
Well, you would want to play. I mean, yeah, you want to play the fucking Pittsburgh 48 times. Who wouldn't?
Honestly, I want to go to their ballpark. They have a really nice. I will say the NL Central has some of the coolest ballparks in all of Major League Baseball. The Reds have a good ballpark. The Cardinals have a good ballpark. The Pirates have a good ballpark. It's real cool to go to Wrigley. And Milwaukee, I mean, it's pretty good.
I don't know. I mean, I've been to 3 baseball parks. My entire
If
life.
one of them's Tropicana Field, you're missing out, my friend.
And one of them's Tropicana Field. The other 2, I've been to Shea Stadium, which is no longer
I hear
even
that's
a
a
thing,
whole. Yeah.
and I've been to Wrigley.
Wrigley is cool because you're just like going through a neighborhood and like, oh shit, there's a major league ballpark.
Like baseball. Yeah. And
What
the first
hell?
time I went, I didn't even go in Wrigley. We got rooftop tickets and watched from the rooftop across the street.
The only time I was at Wrigley, they have a all-inclusive section. It's about halfway up behind the plate. And for $150, all you can eat and drink. It was pretty sweet.
I like the rooftop, but you're so far away. I mean, you can't even really argue balls and strikes because you're like,
Oh, but speaking of that, did you see that 52% of the challenges they allowed during spring training were successful?
yeah. And they're not
It's
using it
it's
for the
coming.
regular
It's coming,
season.
my friend. It's coming, my friend.
Yeah. And they're
All
not
right.
using it for the regular season.
So let's look at the other divisions. We've looked at the NL Central, NL West, NL East, and NL West. Or no, there's just 3.
How about the American League West? Talk about a toss-up. So on CBS Sports, you got 2 Mariners, 2 Astros, 2 Rangers.
MLB.com has the Rangers.
Yeah. They were
What? Hold on.
here.
I want to know what was going on here because it tells what others received votes for winning the division. Mariners, fine. Astros, fine. Athletics. That's got to be a joke, right? Someone thinks the A's are going to win that division,
Here, nobody picked them above 4th.
right?
All A's and Angels for 4th. Terrible. And what's crazy is Oakland used to be a powerhouse.
Well, and they just squandered so much talent over the years.
The American League Central, you got 3 Tigers, 2 Twins, and 1 Royals.
I tend to think that the Tigers are going to take it.
You have the Royals as far as 4th as well. So I think the Tigers, they had a pretty good offseason. Some big signings. So who can stay healthy? You got Guardians with 4 second place votes, Twins with 1, Royals with 1. Royals with 3 third place, 1 Tigers, 1 Twins, 1 Guardians. 4th place, 2 Detroit, 1 Kansas City, 1 Twins, 1 Guardians, 1 Twins. So 2 Twins, 1 Guardians. 5th place, big time sweep, Chicago White Sox. One of the worst teams in the history of sports. Are they supposed to be any better this year?
Doubtful.
Talk about falling on hard times. And that's that's the thing. The White Sox don't need to be in Chicago. Nobody in Chicago cares about the White Sox.
No.
Everybody cares about the Cubs. I lived up there for years. I only knew the whole time I lived in Illinois, I knew one person that was a White Sox fan. Everybody up there is either a Cubs fan or a Cardinals fan. Nothing in between. One guy liked the White Sox, and that's because his brothers were both Cubs fans, so he took the White Sox when he was a kid. And in football, he's a 49ers fan. What the
That's
shit?
weird.
American League East, this scares me. 4 Boston Red Sox, 1 Yankees, 1 Orioles.
Yeah, the Red Sox seem to be the consensus.
Yep. Then you have second place, 2 Red Sox, 3 Orioles, 1 Yankees. Third place, 4 picks for the Yankees, 2 for the Orioles. Fourth place, 2 Blue Jays, 4 Rays. And then 5th place, 2 Rays, 4 Blue Jays.
So Why does no one have any faith in the Yankees this year? What happened? They were in the World
they
Series
lost
last
they
year.
lost one of their good players.
They lost Juan Soto,
Yeah.
but that's one bat.
And Garrett Cole's hurt, right? Is he out for a large chunk of the year? I think one of their pitchers is out.
I don't think it's a large chunk. Let's look here.
Garrett Cole injury, yeah. I don't know how long he's out though.
But the Yankees added Cody Bellinger and Paul Goldschmidt. So, I mean,
Cole undergo. The Yankees are swiftly adjusting. They'll be without Garrett Cole for the entire 2025 season.
well, that could be why then.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see. I mean, nothing makes me happier than seeing the Yankees be mediocre. But now it's like, okay, I want the Dodgers to be mediocre because all they're doing is buying championships. They're doing the same thing the Yankees have done for years and years.
But they're doing it better.
Yeah. And I hate dynasties. And I don't think
I would
dynasties
like
are
it
good
if
for
one of
sports.
my teams had a dynasty, but
Well, we're a small market. None of our teams are ever going to be a dynasty.
I would be insufferable if my team had a dynasty. I mean, I pretty much am anyway, but
even for growing up a Florida State Seminole fan, when their streak of 14 straight top 4 finishes, they only won 2 national championships.
well, here's the thing: all dynasties come to an end, and then
Mhm.
everyone enjoys the downfall. Like everyone's loving watching the Patriots just suck.
And it's coming with the Chiefs sooner rather than later.
And I will.
But that's what
love
happens.
that.
You get a megastar quarterback, you pay him $1 bajillion, you can't pay anybody else.
That's untrue because we have a megastar quarterback. We paid him $1 bajillion, and then we paid our receivers $1 bajillion as well. And we're getting ready to pay one of our defensive ends $1 bajillion.
And then you have nobody else.
Well, you got to piece it together at that point.
You gotta get lucky in the draft. But that's not you're not afforded that in baseball.
What the Eagles did was masterful because they said, hey, we have good offense. We need to build a defense. So just drafted a bunch of defensive linemen and said, you guys fight this out.
Yep.
And then they had a ton that were good.
And then they struck gold with white safety.
Yeah. Who the hell lets white people play quarterback? What are we doing?
Not me.
All right. So, Dave, what's your outlook on this season as a fan for the Rays?
I expect them to be, I'd say, 8 to 10 games over 500. They have really good pitching, starting pitching. They've had really good starting pitching for a few years now, but the problem is the bullpen has given up a lot. So a lot of times, Tampa Bay Rays manager Kevin Cash, he is definitely not old school at all. So he is pitch count. Everything goes by pitch count.
I don't like that.
And when those guys start hovering around 90 pitches, they're done. So it's not uncommon for Rays pitchers, their starters, to be doing great. But come 5 2/3 inning or whatever, they hit 90, 91, 92, they're done. Heaven forbid you give up a hit when you've got over 85 pitches in you.
You're done, yeah.
So, I mean, he did it to Blake Snell in the World Series, and it cost him.
Yep.
Gave up one hit in the 7th or in the 8th inning. I mean, dude had been dealing, gave up a hit, pulled him, and then the fucking bottom fell out. So last year, a lot of their losses were on relievers and their closer. So I'm not, they didn't go out and get a lot of at bats. So they do have some young talent, but if Yandy Diaz gets back to form, because he was not Yandy Diaz of old last year, they could be better, but it's going to be I think it's going to be a long season for Rays fans. They'll be
looking up at the division.
Yeah, 8 to 12 games over 500.
Well, I'm lucky. 8 to 12 games over 500 probably wins our division.
And that ain't going to win you. You got to win. In order to win the American League East, you're going to have to win 99 games, 98 games.
Yeah, you got to get to 100, basically.
Yeah.
I
mean, the Rays did it 2 years ago. They hit 100 and came in second.
No. Still got
For
a
the
wild
Orioles.
card, though.
Yeah. But the problem is in the last 3 years since the World Series, the Rays have played 4 games in the playoffs. And I don't think they've scored a run.
When we were a good team, when we had the Votto, Bruce, Brandon Phillips teams in the early 2010s, the playoffs were our bugaboo. We had the World Series champs down 2-0 in a 5-game series, coming back to our house, and lost the last 3 games to them.
Well,
And
that's
then
like
the
the
Giants
Rays.
went on to win the World Series.
2 years ago, the Rays lost to the Rangers, who won the World Series. They lost to the Rangers in 2. And I think they lost like 2-0, 2-0 in both those games. The year before, they lost to the Guardians in 2. And they lost, I want to say, 2-0 and 2-1 in like 17 innings. At some point, you've got to get some fucking bats. And that's what the Rays aren't doing. So they're living and dying off pitching. And only their starting pitching is worth a shit. But Shane McClanahan has missed the last year and a half with Tommy John surgery. And he got pulled from a game last week because he had something with his elbow. He's now on the 14-day disabled list.
It's not the disabled list. That's politically incorrect.
It's the
cripple list.
cripple list. Okay. He's crippled
and
in the
it's
arm.
10 days.
It was 14, I thought.
No, I think it's 10, 30, and 60 now. But anyway, so let's talk about my Reds, because I'm actually excited this year. They have a lot of good arms. Their biggest question is whether they can muster the offense.
He's on the 15-day injured list.
Whatever, cripple list. We have the most electrifying player in Major League Baseball right now. Ellie De La Cruz. He is the definition of a 5-tool player.
And he'll be in 2 seasons.
Shut up. I hate you. But they got to put more around him. Matt McLain's going to be healthy this year. That's a good thing. They added Gavin Lux and Austin Hayes, who I have no idea who those guys are, but I hope they're good. Tyler Stevenson starting the year on the IL, so that's not good because he is a decent bat for a catcher. But Reds are going to be relying a lot on pitching. Hunter Green, they're hoping he hits his form. Andrew Abbott. But their bullpen is pretty solid. We don't have what you would call a name brand closer. They just kind of piece it together, but it's a pretty good deal. I'm more concerned about our offense, but every game's going to be exciting. I can tell you that, because Ellie gets on base, the game immediately becomes exciting. Are you still trying to figure out?
I'm trying to figure out who their closer is. I think it's Pete Fairbanks. So we'll see. The Rays have good starting pitching, but then it falls off Closer, yeah, closer's Pete Fairbanks. So he was really good, but for some reason last year, not so much. So hopefully he gets back to form. But there's a lot. There's a lot here. I'm interested to see how this new guy from Korea is.
Paul Korea?
Ha-Sung Kim.
Bless you.
He's
All right,
not going
so
to be any good. 233 average. Yuck.
the question we really want to know, Dave, are you ever interested in doing the 999?
I'm in. What is it?
9 beers, 9 hot dogs, 9 innings.
9 beers. no
You
problem.
do a hot dog and a beer every inning.
I couldn't do a hot dog every day. Do I have to eat the bun?
Yes.
I'm on carnivore right now. I could probably do
9 hot dogs is a lot.
I could do 9 beers, 3 hot dogs, and 6 shots.
That it's
In
not
9
an
innings.
alcohol challenge. The challenge is filling yourself with all that.
I think I could do it, but not with hot dogs. Give me a slice of pizza.
I think if it were a night game and I maybe had a light breakfast and no lunch and showed up for like a 6:40 start, having not eaten since like 8 a.m.,
We're going to have to try this.
I think I could do it.
See, I think I'd want a piece of pizza instead.
Well, if you go to a Reds game, you get like La Rosa's pizza and instead of doing a hot dog, you could do a Skyline Coney, smaller. The hot dogs are shorter. It's a small bun. So
I mean, I could throw back some hot dogs.
your body would hate you the next day.
Oh my God. So that's just like my buddy Chris said he went to the baseball game last night here in town. I'll read you the text.
Trash Pandas. By the way, minor league baseball is a super fun outing.
So, yeah, love minor league baseball. So, Cassio texted Chris and me earlier, and it's just a tweet. You know, somebody goes, "Yeah, Grandma, I'm going to ruin my appetite with 2 hot dogs. Get real, you fucking moron." And that's from a thing called Wieners and Losers. And
That
Chris
checks
wrote,
out with Casio.
Chris wrote, "Ha ha ha, dude. Sanders ate a hot dog, cheeseburger, chips, Dippin' Dots, ice cream bar, Skittles, and peanuts last night at the baseball game. I told him it would make him sick, but he did anyway. Threw up at 3 a.m.
I'd like to think that ice cream sandwich and the Dippin' Dots might coat your stomach on the way out.
Shooting out frozen dots from your gut. I don't know, man. I could do 9 slices of pizza and 9 beers.
No way.
If they're 12
No.
ounce beers. Not big beers though, because
No, it had to be a 16-ounce beer, I would think.
No, it's 12. That's a beer.
No, small beer at a ballpark is 16 ounce. It's 16 and 32.
I'd rather do shots and pizza. I'll do a shot.
I don't want to do pizza, man.
I love pizza.
That is literally, it's what, like 6 slices of pizza to a pie. You're doing a pizza and a half.
It's 8.
That's a lot.
8 to a pie.
You're still doing more than a whole pizza.
How about I
think I'd do better
9
with hot dogs.
beers and 9 chicken wings in 9 innings?
Now that you could definitely do. And you'd be drunk as shit by the end of it because you'd do more than 9 beers. By the time you get to about the 6th inning, you're 2 beers an inning.
and I'd have 27 chicken wings in me.
Yeah.
I'd be done in the 3rd inning. Well, this game sucks.
You'd be up there. I want to challenge the pitch. Challenge it.
All right, so I think you and Sarah need to come down and visit. We'll go to the Trash Pandas game and try and do the 999.
Well, we do that, or we could meet in the middle and go to the Nashville game. Nashville Sounds.
That sounds fun.
It is
But
that
I'd rather puke in my own toilet than in a hotel toilet with somebody else's ass. cheeks all
Marriott
over it.
toilets are nice though.
True. All right, we'll see. Baseball season's here. What do we got? Yankees play tomorrow, right?
Everyone except for the Rays plays tomorrow. Hold on, hold on. Let me pull it. I can't believe the Rays don't play tomorrow.
The Rays don't play
fucking
till
weird.
Friday.
All right, so let's see.
So you got
here.
Milwaukee and New York.
Everyone is playing tomorrow for the most part.
12, 13, 14. $28. Yep, everybody plays tomorrow but the Rays.
But the Rays. And whoever the Rays are playing
Colorado.
looks like the Rockies, yeah. Stupid. Stupid.
Why are they not playing tomorrow?
I'm guessing it's probably because of they couldn't get the stadium ready in time or something.
Who knows?
Reds open against the Giants tomorrow. It is a 3:10 pitch Central Time. So I will have time to get the kids, grab some Hootie Delight.
4:10.
Maybe garage beer now, since that's fine Cincinnati beer. Hunter Green versus Logan Webb. Who the hell's Logan Webb? Any good? Ace of the Giants.
So Friday, there's only 18 teams playing. There's only 9 games Friday.
Yeah, the Reds always do opening day and then take a day off.
Yeah, because they need it after one game.
Last year, the Giants ace, I'm guessing is their ace since he's pitching the opening day, was 13-10 with a 3.47 ERA, a 1.23 whip. That's terrible. What? Hold on. That can't be right. It's saying he pitched 614 innings.
Maybe in his career.
No, it says for 2024.
There's no way.
Either way, I think the Reds win, but my bet for tomorrow's game was a parlay where I took the Reds over 2.5 runs and the Giants over 2.5 runs.
If he pitched 614 innings, that would be 68.2 complete games.
Maybe I should not bet on him.
Wow, that
That's what
motherfucker's
IP
good.
is, right?
What?
That's what IP is, right? Innings pitched.
Yeah.
Well, 2019, they had 119, then 163, then 445, then 577, 648. It was down last year, 614.
I think something's wrong there.
Yeah, they're not. ESPN not great at this.
No.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, guys.
Baseball's here. We're excited. We'll see you for another show on Sunday, maybe?
Sunday, going live. Step-ins will be back, and we'll be doing regular format. You never know. Me and Dave might show up later this week. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe Friday. Or Thursday. Is tomorrow Thursday?
Tomorrow's Thursday.
That's
Friday.
seven meetings tomorrow.
We'll do Friday, possibly.
I'm in.
To talk about how baseball's back and probably talk some live watch along with the UFL.
There you go. We can do it. I got a stream site for it.
Awesome. All right,
Got it.
guys. Thanks for joining us.
See ya.